Well, almost ran a red light. Going to start the stream that way, folks. Dante, how you doing?
I'm doing good. We're doing a 7-round Cleveland Browns mock draft. My man Harbs is in the car driving home, so I am riding literal shotgun here, and I've got the how about that transition, huh? I can do a little bit of hosting. So we've got the mock draft pulled up here. We're gonna run through. I'm gonna try and walk Harbs through it as he drives. We really wanted this to be a difficult mock, right?
Well, yeah, it's the Browns. We got it. Nothing's easy with us.
There you go. All right, so I'm going to hit start do you want to trade up from the start? You gave me that option when we did the Packers mock draft. Do you want to trade up from the start, or do you want to sit at 26, I believe?
We'll sit at 26. They've done enough in free agency that the only thing I really wanted to address was the defensive line and safeties and corners, and I think they've done a good job focusing on that. So we'll see who falls to us.
All right. Yeah, you're gonna have to carry me through this. You're the Browns guy on BCS, so you're gonna have to. Speaking of which, peep the new sweatshirt, bluechipscouting.com merch. It's actually incredibly comfortable. I've been wearing it all day. I'm like really impressed. It's awesome. So go pick that up. All right, so we're gonna deny the trade because you said you didn't want to trade. So we're on the clock at 26. I'll just read you the top guys on the board. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, we got Jalen Phillips, the edge rusher from Miami, Travis Etienne, the running back from Clemson, Azeez Ojulari, the edge rusher from Georgia, Kwity Paye, the edge rusher from Michigan, Javonte Williams, the running back from North Carolina, Jason Owa, the edge from Penn State, and then Caleb Farley, the cornerback from Virginia Tech.
Man, I feel bad we keep taking Caleb Farley in these mocks, so I'm not going to do that just for the sake of mixing it up. Mm-hmm. Jalen Phillips, they've been talking about him being a giant. They've been talking about him maybe making top 10 somewhere. It's really going to come down to medicals with him. So we'll say in this sense that similar to Caleb Farley, he's available here because of medicals. But the Browns have been trying to address getting somebody in there to go opposite Myles Garrett. They haven't been able to do that. They've tried twice to get former number 1 pick Jadeveon Clowney to pair with number 1 pick Myles Garrett. That isn't happening. But I'll tell you what, the defense after free agency, like I kind of talked about, defensive line, they bring in former first-round pick Takk McKinley. They bring in former Super Bowl standout Malik Jackson on the defensive line on 2 nice value deals. I'm willing to roll the dice on Jalen Phillips at 26, 100%. And I think Barry being the analytics and kind of doing like a BPA sort of thing with his draft, I think Jalen Phillips makes a lot of sense here.
All right, Jalen Phillips it is. And, man, him and Myles Garrett coming off the edge, that's a scary athletic combo.
Oh, and if he's healthy, it's the next 5 years are going to be fantastic.
Yeah, that is really a good pick. So we'll let it run to the second round. Got a lot of tackles coming off the board. We got a trade offer. We can move up to 44 with Dallas, trading our second-round pick at 59 and our fourth-round pick at 110.
Is there anybody worth going up to?
Let's see. I think if I click counter offer and then I hide this.
Yep.
Waha. So top of the board right now, Zaven Collins, Baron Browning, Gregory Rousseau, Landon Dickerson, who, by the way, if you have not seen the video of him doing cartwheels behind Mac Jones from Pro Day.
I missed that today. Yeah,
oh, dude, it's hilarious. Jones is just like talking on NFL Network, and all of a sudden you just see like this 325-pound man cartwheeling towards him, and then when he's done, he does like this little like wave. It's absolutely hilarious. But anyway, he's on the board. Pat Freiermuth also on the board. Ronnie Perkins on the board. Is there any positions specifically you want me to check?
I mean, Zaven Collins is pretty tempting. I was going to ask about linebacker.
Yeah,
Same
we
with
got
Collins
and Browner.
After his testing. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll defer to you if you want to trade up for. I would want to trade up for a linebacker if you think.
Browning no, I'm not. You know, I'm not trading up for a linebacker.
We'll stay put then. One of them should fall to us.
Actually, you know what? let's trade up. You know what?
Okay.
Let's make it interesting. You know, instead of my like very strict, archaic linebackers don't matter rules. You know what? Let's move up.
You are the Dolphins fan who cut Kyle Van Noy, so
yeah, exactly. So all right, we're on the board here at 44. We traded our 4th round pick. You want to go Collins or Browning?
Man, I'll tell you what, Browning, and I'm such a sucker for it in the heat of the moment. His testing was great today.
It was.
Collins, I like the versatility where he could be a little bit inside, outside. But Browns, if they have Phillips opposite Garrett, I'm not too worried about outside help. I'm more worried about the middle. So I guess we'll take Browning with his the Ohio State roots and the athletic backing now with it.
All right, Baron Browning, pick 44 in a trade up. Yeah, he tested absolutely bonkers today. Just incredibly impressive athlete. His trajectory at Ohio State was super weird. Dude played like 3 different positions 3 years in a row. They just like could not find a spot that they liked him at. So that'll be an interesting call when whoever drafts him is going to have to figure out where his best spot is. And I think that'll be really interesting. So we're coming around here, middle of the 3rd round. Just had a run on corners. Kyle Trask at 71 to Denver. Any thoughts from our resident Florida fan?
Good luck throwing in that weather.
Trask and Drew Lock, man. The memes would be off the charts at those two.
Yeah, man, that's quite the quarterback room there in Denver.
Woo. All right, back on the clock at 89. We have pretty much back-to-back picks here. It goes 89 and then 91. So with that in mind, top of the board, Tommy Tungiai, another Ohio State guy who tested absolutely nutty today.
40 bench press reps.
And they went up easy, too. Like, they were not – I don't know if you've seen the video, but, like, they did not – he was not struggling. They went up.
I saw more of the Ohio State Pro Day today than I did Alabama's.
All right, so we got Tungiai. We have Peyton Turner still on the board as well. Kenneth Gainwell, Quincy Roche, Paulson Adebo, Hamza Nasruddin, Elijah Griffin, Trey Smith. Is there any positions you want me to check specifically?
I mean, right, just from you naming those, I like Hamza because I think he's big enough. He can kind of be used in a couple different spots. What do you think about him, Dante?
Yeah, Nasruddin's interesting. I'm hoping to do his write-up either tonight or tomorrow. He was my safety 1 coming into the year, but, man, I don't know. He might just be a linebacker. And, like, that's not a bad thing because I think he'd be a good linebacker. He's incredibly athletic. I think he's going to test really well. I don't know, man. I would consider Tungiai here at 89. I think that's a steal, and he's a interior defensive lineman. I think the Browns could use one of those. But again, I'll defer to you. You're the Browns guy, but I'd seriously consider Tungiai here.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll get a Tungiai with only because we like I talked about with Tack McKinley, Malik Jackson. So, yeah, we'll go with him.
So we're going to go with Tungiai here?
Yep, that's my vote.
All right, let's do it. All right, so pick 91. We're back on the board. Peyton Turner went to the Vikings at 90. So if you want to take Nasruddin here, we can do that.
Yeah, we'll do that then, just because we talked about those two then. So
cool. All right, let that run. This might take a while because I did not put it on fast, and we do not have a 4th round pick because we traded it.
Well, I will do radio filler here. Now, are we doing the Matt Rule approach so far and only taking defense?
It appears that way. Yeah, we are going full Matt Rule here. We have taken a player at all 3 levels of the defense as well.
Fantastic. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, with the offense, Chubb and Hunt, I don't want to do anything running back wise. Obviously, Baker's absolutely fine. Receiver, signing back Rashad Higgins again for another 1-year deal. And then obviously Donovan Peoples-Jones there. Tight ends. You get Odell Beckham back too. I guess I forgot to mention.
Yeah, he might be good.
Tight ends here. You get right, exactly. Harrison Bryant was a nice late round get last year for Andrew Berry, the Mackey Award winner. And then obviously Njoku's tweets, I don't understand, but as of today, he's still a Brown. And then obviously you signed Austin Hooper to his big deal. and the offensive line's great. So there's no need to really do anything on offense. I would just say we got to keep, if you're a Browns fan, and if you're Andrew Berry and his team, just load up this defense. I mean, the defensive backs and the linebackers were just killer. And Myles Garrett, like getting Jalen Phillips is fantastic because so often he's facing the double team and he's having issues. So I would say so far this is a great draft if you're a Browns fan.
Yeah, the top needs left on the board, according to TDN, are wide receiver and corner. We're back on the clock here at 132. Top of the board, Hamaclair Rashid Jr., the edge from Oregon State, Ramondre Stevenson, the running back from Oklahoma, Deo Otabango, I'm a big Deo guy, edge out of Vanderbilt, Marvin Wilson, Kendrick Green, the center from Illinois, Patrick Jones, the edge from Pittsburgh, Kylan Hill, shout out Tyler Forness, that's his guy, and then David Moore, another Forness guy, also my guy as well, interior offensive lineman out of Grambling. So where do you want to go here, Harbs?
Is there any what corner you're on the board? I didn't even say.
No, there's no corner at the top of the board. So the corner right now left over, Rodarius Williams from Oklahoma State, Ambry Thomas from Michigan, and Kerry Vincent Jr. from LSU are the top three.
And this is the 5th round, right?
This is still the 4th round.
Oh, we're still in the 4th. Okay. I'll defer to you on this one because, I mean, I think any of those guys I'd be happy waiting on. I don't want to go in the 4th with them. So, and they're really flyer type guys. Nobody's speaking to me as a, oh, wow, plug and play sort of guy.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm thinking maybe wide receiver here, just like drafting a good football player. What do you think Daz Newsome? You think that's a Browns guy, just kind of a Jarvis Landry type slot player, possibly? You think that's an interesting fit?
Yeah, and I like Daz Newsome a lot. And we've talked about him on other mocks where I like him a lot too with the special teams ability with him too. So
right.
The Browns have used a handful of guys in special teams, and there's never really been a jolt. So I would be on board with that.
Okay, and then the other one, I know this is a big guy for you, Anthony Schwartz on the board as well.
Oh, there's no burners on offense. Oh, you know what you did to me there.
I figured. Let's go. You want to go with Schwartz? I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, there's nobody with that speed in the receiving group, so I'm all for it.
All right, let's take Schwartz at 132, man. He's fast. I'd really like to see him and Waddle just line up and run. That'd be I don't know why the NFL doesn't do that. Well, like that should be the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah, and that's what Chad Johnson had that pay-per-view event or whatever it was that nobody got paid for.
Right.
So, I think I can't remember who won that.
I don't remember who won it either.
I don't even
think I watched it.
So it's not like they won, so.
Yeah. All right, we're coming back on the clock here at 169. Nice. Right. All right, so on the board at 169, Jonathan Cooper, Ellerson Smith, Bryce Thompson, he's the top cornerback. Tyree Gillespie, the TDN disrespect of Tyree Gillespie, I am not going to stand for this. He is
every mock you're on.
It's ridiculous. He's a top 100 player in this class. Get the hell out of here. Josh Immater Abebe. God, I butchered that. I'm sorry, Josh. You jumped out of the gym, though, so don't worry about my pronunciation of your name.
At an insane level.
Yeah, and then Shaka Toney and Reed Blankenship round out the board.
Oh, who do you like here, Dante? What position would you want to go?
Oof. I don't know. At this point in the draft, I would just be taking flyers on guys.
Right.
So for me, I just went on a pretty big rant about why I think Gillespie's a top 100 player and he's here at 169. So I'd consider him, or I'm not a big Shaka Toney guy, but he's worth a developmental flyer in the 5th round. So those would be the two guys that I would consider here, given this board. And I think you got to throw need out the window a little bit in the 5th round and just kind of draft the best player. So those would be the two for me.
Yeah, take your guy Gillespie. You haven't.
All right.
I don't think we've done that in any of them yet. So,
man, he's just I just think he's such a a perfect split field safety. Like, he's not a guy that you want to put over the top and he's going to be this like dynamic playmaker or anything like that. But he's got good enough range to play in split field. I think he's got man coverage ability. He's incredibly smart. I don't think he's going to get burned for big plays a lot. I just think he's going to be like a really solid pro. Nothing crazy. I don't think he's going to be a world beater or anything, but like just really a solid football player. I'm surprised they're so low on him. All right, round 6 coming back around. Pick 211, and we are on the clock. The Ravens go right before us. All right, back on the clock, we have Simi Fehoko, the wide receiver from Stanford, Cornell Powell, the wide receiver from Clemson, Khalil Herbert still on the board. You like Powell? We got Amir Smith-Marset, Jalen Darden, Cade Johnson. A lot of good receivers here on the board.
Oh, yeah, wow. Smith-Marset. I was even going to go say quarterback just because there's no –
quarterback.
I think you still got Stanton. Well,
all right.
Just back up. I'm not saying
right. So top of the board for quarterback is KJ Costello, Shane Buechele, Felipe Franks, Zach Thomas.
I'll tell you what. I watched Felipe Franks yesterday, and I said, I put it in our group chat. I said, as a Florida fan, I hated Felipe Franks. And to think I was happy with Kyle Trask, for anybody listening too, you can enjoy that fact. But seeing him in Arkansas, like the athleticism really showed. They kind of, and it's crazy because Dan Mullen does such a great job with quarterbacks. Felipe Franks was really put in more positions to succeed. He was part of a nice turnaround, and their head coach's first year. I can't think of the coach's name. I apologize.
Sam Pittman.
Yes, with all the fantastic gifts that exist on the internet of all his reactions.
Seriously, he's great.
And I think they've got something good going in for Pig Suey and everybody there, especially on the basketball side too. But sticking to football, LOL. Give me Felipe Franks here because I think athletically it would be, if Baker goes out, I think I wouldn't be in a complete panic, but I think he's also worth just developing and see what happens. He's got a hell of an arm. So
he really does. From a tools perspective, I think that, he checks every imaginable box from a tools point of view at quarterback. Height, arm, athleticism,
Well, that's what I was about to say. Athleticism-wise, geez, if I could speak. He was drafted last year in the MLB draft, and he doesn't even play baseball. So I'm not saying he's going to pull a Russell Wilson or anything, but, it definitely speaks to how athletic somebody can be that they're worth getting taken in an MLB draft, whether it's the 27th round or not. But Kyler Murray, eat your heart out.
All right, so I'm going to read back the picks to you. That was our last pick. And then just kind of give me your analysis of the full draft, and then we can get out of here. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, so we got Jalen Phillips at 26, Baron Browning at 44, Tommy Tungiai at 89, Hamza Nasruddin at 91, Anthony Schwartz at 132, Tyreek Gillespie at 169, and then Felipe Franks at 211.
I would say if you're a Browns fan, you're watching this, or even just an NFL fan in general, I think the first thing that speaks is any other year.
And then your early comment to me was great. I hope.
What the heck was that?
No idea. But anyway, what I was going to say was, it's one of those things